Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is August 14th. We had the Field of Dreams game yesterday and some wackiness in Toronto. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? What a week of baseball. We're at the midway point of August, about 40 games, just under 40 games left of the 2026 season. And who knows, maybe the last 40 games until 2028 with the impending CBAs looming large. We got a lot to talk about in today's episode. So with that all being said, let's dive into our series recap. Leading us off, we have the Mariners and the Yankees. The Yankees come back, scoring 4 runs in the 7th on a couple of 2-run singles from McMahon and Grisham. Yankees win it 4-1. In Game 2, Trent Grisham has a big day. He goes 3 for 5, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, helps the Yankees to a 10-5 victory. And in the last game, the lone run of the game came in the second on a solo shot from Weston Wilson. 1-0 Mariners. They avoid the sweep. Red Sox and Blue Jays played a 4-game set. Charles McAdoo homers, and one of the craziest and strangest plays you've seen in a long time gives the Red Sox a run in this one, but it's not enough. The Blue Jays hang on to a 2-1 victory. The Red Sox out home with the Jays 2-0 in the second game, but the Jays come back from down 2. They score 4 unanswered on the backs of some of their young guys. 5-3 Blue Jays in the third game. Thanks to a drop ball by Wilson Contreras, it leads to the Blue Jays scoring 5 runs in the 8th, an absolute explosion for a 6-4 Blue Jays win. And in the last game, Caleb Durbin hits a clutch grand slam in the 8th to put this one out of reach and end the Red Sox 5-game losing streak. They avoid the 4-game sweep to the Jays with a 7-0 victory. Orioles and Twins now. Dean Kremer shoves against his former team. Austin Martin, Josh Bell go deep in a 9-5 Twins victory. Pete Alonso, Gunnar Henderson, and Christian Encarnacion Strand all go deep in a 5-2 Baltimore win. In the rematch, a 3-run Dylan Beavers homer put the O's up, with the Twins score 6 unanswered to take the lead. They win the series and the game 7-5, the final. Reds and White Sox now. The White Sox hit 3 solo shot homers and had a 4-run lead late. However, the Reds get back into it, tying it in the 8th with 3 runs. This game goes to extras where the Reds score 1 on a sac fly. They hold the White Sox to complete the comeback and get the opener 5-4 in 10. Drew Romo and Chase Mydroth both homer in Game 2 as the White Sox blanked the Reds in a 5-0 victory. And in the last game, we had a great game with the Reds scoring 3 runs first, the White Sox answering with 4 before the Reds retake the lead, and a big 3-run home run from Tyler Stevenson gets them back in front. The Reds hold on to win it while the White Sox try and come back 9-8 Cincy. They take the series. Guardians and Tigers. Kevin McGonigal has a 3 RBI game in this one to help lead the Tigers to a 6-4 victory. Joe Adell homers in back-to-back games for his first 2 homers as a Guardian. He helps them win 6-4. And in the last game, Eduardo Valencia hits his 5th homer of the season, while 3 Tiger pitchers shut down the Guardians 3-0 Tigers. They take a very important series against Cleveland. Rays and A's. The Rays come back from down 4 by scoring 8 runs in the 8th, including a 3-run homer from Junior Caminero. 10-6 Rays the final. Caminero homers again in Game 2, as does a 2-homer night from Taylor Walls, his first 2 homers of this season. Yandy Diaz homers on back-to-back nights, as well as Victor Mesa Jr. and Carson Williams both homering. It's a 12-4 Rays blowout, and in the last game, Liam Hicks homers to give the Rays a 5-run lead as they run that wave to a perfect road trip, a 9-game winning streak and their 3rd sweep in a row. The Rays win it 8-4. Rangers and Angels played a 4-game set, and this spices up the wild card. Mike Trout homers as this one stays tied. We go to extras, where the Rangers score 3 in the 10th and hold the Angels to win the first of 4, 4-1 the final in 10. In Game 2, the Angels score 3 in the 3rd, and that was just enough to hold on to the win as they take a 3-2 victory. In the third game, the Angels score 3 in the sixth and 5 unanswered overall as they come back from down 2 to get the win, 5-2 Halos. And in the last game, it's the Angels pitching that blanks the Rangers while they score 4 in the fifth. 5 different players get an RBI. The Angels win it 7-0, win 3 in a row from the Rangers, take 3 of 4 from the series. That's a big one for the Rangers to drop. Mets and Braves now. Brett Beatty hits a first inning grand slam. Lindor homers later. The Mets take an 8-5 win in the opener. Game 2, it's Ozzie Albies and Matt Olson both going deep. The Braves blank the Mets 4-0 the final. In the last game, Lane Thomas, Austin Riley, Mike Yastrzemski, they all go deep for Atlanta, who win it 6-3 as they take 2 of 3 from the Mets. Pirates and Marlins now. Esteury Luis gets the home run as Yuri Perez shoves against the Pirates. 2-0 Marlins the final. In Game 2, Marlins score 4 runs in the third. They add homers late from Griffin Conine and Heriberto Hernandez. The Marlins with an 8-2 victory. And in the last game, all Pirates with Jared Triolo, Jacob Gonzalez both homering, as well as a 2-homer game for Rafael Flores Jr. Braxton Ashcraft was an inning away from a complete game shutout, but gives up the solo homer in the ninth to Owen Casey. But still, it's a blowout, 13-1. The Pirates avoid the sweep. Cubs and Nationals now. Pete Crow Armstrong, Alex Bregman, and Seiya Suzuki all homer for the Cubs, who come back from down 2. The Cubs with an 8-6 victory. In Game 2, it's the Alex Bregman game. 3 for 3, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 2 walks. He reached base all 5 times. He dominates the Nats in a 12-6 Cubs win. And in the finale, the Nats score 5 runs in the 5th, including a 3-run home run from Abimelec Ortiz, as the Nats avoid the sweep with a 7-0 victory over the Cubs. Phillies and Cardinals now. The Cardinals start scoring some runs late in this one, but can't overcome the 4-run lead the Phillies had. They hold on to a 6-5 victory. In Game 2, it's Everson Pereira who gets the home run late for an insurance run that's not needed in the slightest, as the Cardinals blank the Phillies and hold on to the 2-0 victory. And in the last game, the Cardinals erupt in the 5th inning. 4 runs gives them the lead and the series as they take a 7-1 victory over Philly. Brewers and Padres now. Yelich, a 2-run home run. Ty France, a solo shot. And in the 7th, Jackson Merrill flips the script. A 2-run homer puts the Padres ahead. That leads them to the 3-2 victory. In Game 2, it's Luis Rengifo hitting a second-inning grand slam in Slam Diego. Fernando Tatis Jr. and Luis Campusano both homer later. The Padres blow it open, 11-2 the final. In the last game, the Padres tie it in the 8th. We go to extras, and after Brewers score 1 in the 11th, the Padres tie it back up and end up walking it off on a Luis Campusano single. The Padres sweep the best team in baseball, the former best team in baseball after this week. 4-3 Padres in 11 with that sweep. Rockies and D-backs now. Nolan Arenado gets a first-inning grand slam. The D-backs roll on from there as they lead a 9-0 victory in the opener. The Rockies come back from 2 solo shot homers in Game 2. Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte went deep, but a 2-run Kyle Carrow's homer helps the Rockies edge out the win in a 3-2 victory. And in the last game, Brett Sullivan, a 3-run homer. Zach Veen homers as well. The Rockies with a 6-4 victory as they take 2 from the Diamondbacks, helping out the Padres and Dodgers big time. Astros and Giants now. Cam Smith homers in this game and ties it in the 9th with an RBI single. This one goes into extras where the Astros pick up 3 runs in the 10th. They hold the Giants and get the comeback victory, 6-3 the final. In Game 2, Bryce Eldridge homers. The Giants score 4 unanswered after giving up the first run of the game. They go on to win it 4-1. And in the road match, the Astros pick up 2 late runs in this one, tying it in the 7th and taking the lead in the 8th. They get another comeback win and take the series 2-1 the final. And last but not least, we have the Royals and the Dodgers. Jack Caglianone and Kyle Isbell both homer for the Royals, but the Dodgers stay in it and they take the lead with Freddie Freeman, an RBI single in the 7th. The Dodgers take the opener 6-5 the final. In Game 2, Dodgers took the lead in the 7th with 2 runs, but the Royals answer back with 3 in the 8th to take the lead. However, the Dodgers get 1 run back in their half of the 8th. We're tied. We go to extras. The Dodgers hold the Royals. Max Muncy, the walk-off single for the win. Dodgers 5-4 in 10, and look for the sweep and find it. Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Hunter Fiducia all go deep for LA. Dodgers win it 4-2. They sweep the Royals, and that's your series recap. All right, now let's get to the game of the week, and we're going to Chicago for the Reds and the White Sox. This series was really damn good and entertaining, but that last game was really something special. It starts in the top of the first with Sal Stewart hitting his 26th homer of the season, and a couple batters later, it's Eugenio Suarez, his 18th of the season, a 2-run shot, and the Reds are up and early, cooking 3-0. Bottom first, the White Sox get a run back on a Randall Grichuk double, and then in the next inning, in the second, Chase Maedroth with the ground rule double puts them within 1, and then Randall Grichuk delivers again, another double that scores 2 this time, so he's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. He is cooking, and the White Sox have a 4-3 lead. Top 3, though, the Reds. Sac fly from Suarez, and it's 4-4, and at this point, I've already got the feeling that this game is going to be a good one. Very next inning, top of the 4th, Sal Stewart picks up the RBI single to put the Reds back out in front, and then Tyler Stevenson drops the hammer. His 11th homer of the season is a 3-run shot, and all of a sudden the Reds have gone from tied to doubling the score, and it's 8-4 Cincy. Bottom 5, though, the White Sox start the process of coming back. Edgar Quero, the RBI single, they get a run. But top 6 with the bases loaded, Suarez is hit by a pitch. A run comes in to score. However, the White Sox get out of it after that. It's 9-5 Cincy. Bottom 8th, a 2-run single from Andrew Benintendi has the White Sox within 2, and it's really starting to feel like the comeback could be on. In the bottom of the 9th, Edgar Quero, the RBI single. It's a 1-run game. However, the White Sox can't finish it off. The Reds hold on to a 9-8 victory. And it comes down to a bases-loaded hit by pitch as the difference in this one. A great game between the Reds, who are 58-62, and the White Sox, who are 62-58. How about that? That is the game of the week. Let's get into another game, and a little bit of a spoiler here for next episode. The Field of Dreams game took place yesterday on the Thursday between the Phillies and the Twins, and the reason I said a little bit of a spoiler is because these two teams are playing this weekend in the series. Obviously, they played yesterday because of being in Iowa, but they are now taking the trip to Minnesota, where they'll play on Saturday and Sunday for the other 2 games in the 3-game series. And I gotta be honest, this game is magical. It's a great game. I enjoy watching it every time they host it. This was, I believe, the 3rd one they've done. They had the one with the Cubs and Reds, obviously this one, and of course the first one with the Yankees and the White Sox, which to me, the reason this game sometimes is hard to watch because it's so sometimes I feel like people put high expectations on it is because of how incredible the first game was. I mean, you could not write a better script than what that first game brought, leading it down to the Tim Anderson walk-off home run, who did retire recently, by the way. Absolutely awesome game. This one was great as well. It starts off with Kyle Schwarber going deep. First batter of the game, he goes yard. It's what he does, and he takes the home run lead. He had his 36th of the season. There was a 4-way tie between him, Yordan Alvarez, Junior Caminero, and I'm forgetting who else is up there, but there's a 4-way tie. He breaks it with his 36th of the year. The Phillies score 2 in the first. Luke Keeschall homers for the Twins to get them on the board, cut the lead in half. Top 4, though, he does it again. Now he's up 2 homers on the league leaders. He's having a great day. The MVP of this game for sure. 37th of the season. Phillies went on to score another run on a Harper single, and then Brandon Marsh, a 2-run homer. So you got 4 homers in the day. The Twins get 1 run. Phillies with a 7-1 victory. Wasn't close, but it definitely was entertaining. Nola pitched good again. 9 strikeouts through 5 innings. And then the bullpen put in the rest of the work from that point on. A lovely game, really entertaining every time. I would put this one second above the Cubs and the Reds one. I think that one so far has definitely been the worst one, but I don't think any game will ever top, any Field of Dreams game will ever top that Yankees White Sox Field of Dreams game, the first one they did back in 2021. So shout out to Field of Dream games. And speaking of the Field of Dream games, it was announced that next year's Field of Dream game in 2027, if there is one, will be held by the Red Sox and the Royals. Those are two fun teams that will clash during the next Field of Dreams game. So look out for that. It was also announced that obviously the Cubs next year would be the what was I gonna say? They're the hosts for the All-Star game for 2027, if there is one, of course. And when that is all done and dusted, obviously 2028, we'll need a new host. And of course, not of course, but it was announced that in 2028, the city that will host the All-Star game will be the San Francisco Giants. That's right. We are going to Oracle Park for 2028. So we go Wrigley to Oracle. Hell yeah, that's going to be an awesome jump of series. So really excited for that. And yeah, that is the news there for the upcoming Field of Dream game as well as the All-Star game in 2028. Okay, now, so let's talk about the game on Monday between Blue Jays and the Red Sox, because there was some weird rule and some confusion, and nobody knew what was going on except if you were Anthony Segler or Max Scherzer. Fun fact, I was actually at this game, so I got to witness all of this weirdness and the delays and everything live and in person, and I still did not understand anything. If you missed what happened, well, there were runners at first and third. There were 2 outs on the scoreboard, but there was 1 out. Actually, a ball gets hit into center. Both runners, take off. They don't tag or anything. Center fielder makes the catch. They get the out at first to end the inning, but after the umpires talk, the run scores. What are we talking about? It's a timing play. I gotta say, the umpire on the hot mic, man, he did a great job at confusing everybody. Guy needed to practice his speeches and rehearse them before actually turning on the mic, because every time I was understanding it, he would talk and I would not understand any of it. Basically, the way it worked is that they needed to appeal the runner at third. It was a whole thing. The Blue Jays were arguing, though, that the umpires put a new ball in play and had told them to get off the field after saying the run didn't score and that everything was good. That is what the Blue Jays then said, you didn't give us the opportunity to do so. So that was the argument there. It was a crazy play to watch live. When you go through the rules of MLB, the umpires got it right. They checked the rules, they understood it, they made sure to follow it, and the correct result of the play was the right outcome. However, I'm sure with the Blue Jays trying to chase down teams in the AL East and the Red Sox obviously being on as hot as they had been, I'm sure if the Red Sox ended up coming back to win that game, being gifted that run, definitely would have caused some very unhappy people. But in the end, Boston gets the run, but it means nothing. They lose 2-1. That was a big series. We're just taking 3 of 4 from Boston, while the Rangers lost 3 of 4 from the Angels. They are in cahoots, or they're competing for that final wildcard spot as it stands right now. Boston, helped out a little bit, the Yankees helped out a little bit by the Blue Jays as well there. So good series, crazy play, crazy, thing that happened. John Boy broke it down very nicely and all that. So that's all the baseball news. That's all the things to talk about. Let's get into the injury updates from the week here. Kyle Stowers from the Marlins lands on the 10-day IL with a strained hamstring. Nathan Eovaldi on the 15-day IL with elbow inflammation from Texas. Jameson Taillon, Blue Jays just traded for him recently. 15-day IL, forearm tendonitis. Tigers will lose Riley Green on the 10-day IL with a strained hamstring. Garrett Whitlock from Boston, 15-day IL with elbow inflammation. You had Kyle Carlos land on the 7-day concussion IL. James Outman land on the 7-day concussion IL. Tony Gonsolin, remember that name? He goes on the 15-day IL with elbow surgery. And then the Reds, man, Hunter Green will be getting his second Tommy John surgery. And that's just tough for him. I mean, his career is flying off the rails with all these injuries, unable to stay healthy. And that definitely doesn't help the Reds out this season, as they were hoping to have him back at some point down the stretch. So, unfortunate regardless. Those are the injury updates, and that brings us now to the outstanding performances from the week here. Dean Creamer against his former team, 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Sean Burke against the Reds, 7 innings, 3 hits, a run, no walks, 8 Ks. Yuri Perez goes 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Christopher Sanchez, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Blake Snell made his second start of this season, activated off the IL by the Dodgers. He goes 6 innings, 3 hits, a run, a walk, and 10 strikeouts. Luis Castillo in his second start with the White Sox, even better than the first one. He's off to a great start in the South Side. 7 innings, just 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Tyler Mahle with the Braves in his second start, 6 innings, 4 hits, a run, no walks, 7 Ks. Dustin May, now with the Brewers, goes 7 innings, 4 hits, a run, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Logan Gilbert goes 6 innings, allowing 4 hits, no runs, a walk, and 7 Ks. Peyton Tolley with back-to-back great starts. He went 8 innings, allowing only 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. He sharped up as that game went along. Cade Cavalli went 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, while striking out 10. And Braxton Ashcraft, shout out him, 9 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, the lone home run he gave up in the 9th inning, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, his first career complete game. So shout out him and the Pirates. Those are the outstanding performances, and that gets us to the stat leaderboard. There are some changes for those of you wondering. Average is still Yordan Alvarez, although that race is close. He's leading it with a 322. Otto Lopez leads Luis Arias by 1 hit right now. Otto Lopez at 148 leads the league. Arias at 147. It would have been a 4-way tie for homers had it not been for Kyle Schwarber homering twice yesterday. He's up to 37, just 3 homers away from 40. Will any of these 4 guys even get to 50? Who knows? RBI, CJ Abrams with 91. James Wood with runs, still 100. Walks, still 90. Nazman Nunez, still with 40 stolen bases. And then the Yordan Alvarez OPS down to 1.057. He is still leading the way that way. Christopher Sanchez, 15 wins. Jacob Mizorowski, 1.76 ERA, up to 204 strikeouts. First pitcher to reach over 200. And then Brian Baker, up to 34 saves on this season, so not much change in the pitching side of the leaderboard. As we take a look ahead to this weekend in the upcoming series to watch, the Orioles are going to the Trop to take on the Rays. Meanwhile, the Yankees are in Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. This is a big, big series. The Padres will take on the Guardians. That's a big one. Phillies and Twins will finish off their series. White Sox and Tigers, that's a huge one. First and second place in the AL Central by how many games again? Let me think about it. Oh, yeah, 2.5. The Tigers sweep. They'd be in first in the division. That's a huge sweet series. Royals and Angels in the game of who cares? Nobody. Mariners and Astros, that's a big series. Circle that one. Rangers at A's. D-backs at Braves, that's a fun series there. Marlins at Mets. Marlins at Mets. I don't know if that's right. It's the Nationals at the Mets. I don't know why I wrote down Marlins at Mets. The Marlins are in Cincinnati to take on the Reds. That's a mistake by me. Meanwhile, the Cubs are hosting the Cardinals. That's a little interesting series there. Red Sox at Pirates. The Brewers taking on the Dodgers. Two of the best teams in baseball go toe-to-toe, while the Rockies take on the Giants in another series of Who Cares. So we got two series of Who Cares. We've got some good series. We've got some all right series. Going to be a great weekend of baseball. And that takes us to our playoff predictor. If the season ended today, who's going all the way? The Tigers are back in the postseason spot for the first time since mid-May. They are, I think, 7-3 since trading away Skubal, something like that. They're 6 seed right now without Skubal, without Mize. They would take on the Astros in the 3 seed, and of course 5-seeded Red Sox, 4-seeded Yankees. I'm so excited if this series happens again. Astros beat the Tigers, Red Sox beat the Yankees. So you have a Astros at White Sox in the ALDS. That's the White Sox, the 2 seed, while the Red Sox would take on the Rays, who are the 1 seed. Astros upset the White Sox, while the Rays handle the Red Sox. So you've got the Astros at the Rays, and it's the Rays, of course, on a 9-0 road trip, 9-game winning streak. They are heading to the World Series. On the NL side, the 6-seeded Phillies taking on the 3-seeded Dodgers, while the 5-seeded Padres take on the 4-seeded Cubs in the wild card round. Padres beat the Cubs, Dodgers beat the Phillies. So your NLDS matchups: Dodgers at the Braves, who are the 2 seed, while the Padres take on the Brewers, the 1 seed. Braves beat the Dodgers, Padres beat the Brewers. So your NLCS matchup: Padres at Braves. This one's going 7. Come on, this series would be great. Padres, though, get the edge. They beat the Braves. They head to the World Series to take on the number 1 team in baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays. And it is the Tampa Bay Rays that are your 2026 World Series champions if the season ended today. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this might just be the shortest episode we've had in months, maybe even years. I appreciate you all. I hope these shorter episodes maybe do a little bit better for you guys. Maybe you enjoy a little bit of the shorter episodes, not talking as much about the baseball news, but it was a more simple week, so good for all that. Season's cooking up right now. We're mid-August, getting into, when September rolls around, that's when the baseball really kicks off. When the football season kicks off too, oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody so much, and I will see you on Monday.